We see 5-year-old Saroo standing on top of a hill, looking at butterflies. His 11-year-old brother, Guru, calls the boy to come with him. Guru climbs onto the roof of a coal train and steals coal, and Saroo joins in the activity. The local policeman notices this, yells and runs to catch the thieves. Saroo jumps off after the train passes through the tunnel. A little later, Guru finds Saroo, and together they walk home. Guru is very happy about their catch today, and his brother's fearless leap from his brother's height. We learn that this is Kangwa district, 1986. Coming to the market, Saroo sees the Indian delicacy jalebi, and says he wants to try it. Guru replies to him that he will buy it someday. For the moment, the boys trade coal for milk and some money. The boys rotate to their home where their little sister, Shakila, and mother Kamla are waiting for them. At night the mother leaves for work, entrusting Saroo to look after her sister. In the morning, Guru says he is going away for a week to help haul hay. Saroo asks to take him along. Guru refuses at first, saying that Saroo should stay and look after Shakila. But Saroo says that their mother will stay with her daughter. Saroo also lifts various heavy objects, showing that he can be useful to his brother, and Guru agrees. They take a train to another town. Saroo says he is tired and wants to sleep, and lies down on a bench, refusing to go. Guru declares that Saroo is too young to endure night work, and he shouldn't have taken his brother with him. He tells Saroo that he's going to look for job offers, and he'll be back soon. Guru leaves and Saroo falls asleep. When the boy wakes up, he discovers that his brother is not there yet. Saroo starts walking around the train station and calls out for Guru. He explores the empty train and waits for his brother while sitting inside. The next morning we see that Saroo has fallen asleep, and when he wakes up he finds himself riding an empty train across India. The guy calls out to Guru, assuming he must be on the train, but the train is completely empty. There are bars on the windows of the train car, and there is no way to get off the train. The train passes through many towns, taking no passengers as it travels to the depot. Finally the train stops in Kolkata, 1,600 kilometers from Kangwa district. Saroo gets out of the train, squeezing through the crowd. He tries to talk to people, but they don't understand him, as the child speaks Hindi and in Kolkata they speak Bengali. Not knowing what to do, Saroo tries to sleep in a passage near the train station like other homeless children. In the middle of the night, some suspicious people grab the children, and the corrupt policeman does not react. Only Saroo manages to escape. The boy has to take up vagrancy. A woman named Nur notices a guy and manages to talk to him. Nur takes the boy to her house. She washes him and puts him to bed, and tells him that her friend named Rama will come and help him. In the morning, Rama comes and lies down next to Saroo, telling him that he is going to take him to a good place. Before leaving, the man asks Saroo to get up and then he checks on him. After which Rama tells the lady that Saroo is exactly the one they are looking for. Nur tries to feed Saroo, but the guy no longer trusts the woman, believing that she and her accomplice are planning to sell him. The boy runs away from her house before Rama returns. 2 months later, Saroo continues to wander the streets of Calcutta. He sits in front of a cafe from the window of which a young man can be seen. Saroo copies his movements, which makes a man laugh, who walks outside and approaches the child. The man takes Saroo to the police station where he is questioned by the police. The policeman asks if Saroo knows the name of his village. Finding nothing out, Saroo is sent to an orphanage. A guy lives with hundreds of kids in Spartan conditions. He goes to a local classroom where one boy behaves erratically and starts banging his head against the wall, for which he is punished. At night this same boy is dragged out of bed and sold to some man, and to calm down all the children begin to quietly sing a song. A few months later, a social worker named Ms. Sud comes to the orphanage and informs Saroo that they have placed his picture in the Calcutta newspapers, which have a circulation of 15 million. However, no one has been able to identify Saroo, because the service does not realize that the guy is very far from his residence. Ms. Sud says they are not sure he will ever be reunited with his family. However, an Australian couple is about to adopt a boy. Saroo and the other children to be adopted are taught English, focusing on subjects they will encounter at the dinner table. They learn some English words and basic etiquette. Saroo is put on a plane and the boy flies to Australia. Upon arrival, he is introduced to his adoptive parents, John and his wife Sue. At first Saroo is a little shy, but he is very happy to live with his new family. The boy is happy to have a fridge full of food. All three of them play cricket on a nearby beach. 2 more years pass and the couple adopt a second boy from India named Mantosh. However, the boy turns out to be a problem child and the parents have a very difficult time with him. It is the year 2008, and adult Saroo joins his adoptive parents for a family reunion at a restaurant. Saroo now speaks fluent English. The family also invited Mantosh to the meeting, but he, once again, fails to show up. After the restaurant, Saroo goes to see Mantosh, with whom he still has a brotherly relationship. The boy asks his brother not to avoid his parents, reminding him how much trouble he has already caused them. Mantosh replies that he doesn't want to cause more problems, so he doesn't go to these meetings. Saroo reminds him that he is leaving for a restaurant business course. At a restaurateur course, Saroo meets a girl named Lucy. He really likes her, and as we see, the girl likes the guy too. After the class, Saroo and Lucy meet again, going to the same party on opposite sides of the street, both goofing around and having fun. The party is in full swing, everyone is having a good time. Saroo goes to the kitchen and sees the same jalebi there that he wanted to try as a child. It brings back memories of his childhood. When he returns to the others, he tells them that he is not really from Calcutta and that he is lost and cannot remember the village where he came from. The boy says that he often thinks of his mother, brother and sister, and dreams of finding them. Someone suggests that he find out how fast the trains run, and estimate how many hours he spent on the train to count how many miles he traveled. That might limit the number of train stations around Calcutta that he looks for. Another student says it would take a lifetime to find all the train stations in India. Another girl tells Saroo about the Google Earth service. After meeting, Saroo and Lucy walk together and then start dating. It is the year 2010, and Saroo is living with Lucy. With the help of calculations and Google Earth service, the guy can already mark the approximate search area of his village. Saroo brings Lucy home to his foster parents to introduce her to the family. Mantosh appears and behaves rudely, making Lucy feel uncomfortable. When Saroo reprimands her brother for this, the unstable Mantosh becomes furious, starts punching himself in the face and makes a scene. Saroo cannot enjoy life while he thinks about his lost family. He and his girlfriend go to a party, however, he has no fun there and only Lucy is relaxing alone. On the way home, the girl is angry at him for leaving her. Lucy tells him that he needs to stop obsessing about finding his family. Saroo replies that he can never get over the pain of knowing that his mother and brother have thought of him every day for 25 years. Afterward, the guy breaks up with Lucy, as he is not giving her the attention she needs. Saroo keeps thinking about his family and becomes obsessed with finding them, and this begins to affect his life. The boy once again browses through Google Earth and sees a water tower around which he searches for his village. However, none of these places are the village he was born in. 2 years pass. Saroo is still trying to find his family using Google's service. The guy has drawn possible routes along the railroad tracks on his giant map, but still can't find his village. John knocks on the guy's door, but Saroo doesn't answer. John yells that he knows Saroo dropped out and just wants him to talk to him and Sue, but Saroo remains detached. One day, while going down the escalator at the mall, Saroo happens to notice Lucy. They reunite again briefly, and the boy tells her how his search for his parents is progressing. Saroo arrives at his foster parents' house and talks to Sue. Guy asks her if she regrets that she couldn't have children of her own and had to take in problem children from India. A woman says she could have children, but she didn't want to bear them. Sue explains that she married John because they were like-minded, both agreeing that there were too many abandoned children in the world, and they chose to become parents to someone in need of salvation. A woman tells of a vision she had when she was 12 years old of a Hindu boy in need of salvation. Sue says how much she loves Saroo and Mantosh, and even though they were difficult children, she is glad they are her sons. One night, Saroo goes a little outside the circle he has outlined, and discovers a hillside. The boy remembers that he used to stand on it, watching butterflies. Saroo looks at the map again and finds the river he used to swim in. He then sees a train station with a water tower and finds the name of the place. It is a settlement called Ganesh Talai. As a child, he mispronounced the word, calling it Ganesh Thali, but this all but confirms that he has found the right place. Saroo goes to Lucy's house and happily informs her that he has found his home. The girl is happy for him, and Saroo asks her to wait for his return. The guy shows his wall to his parents, and they literally have a mountain falling from their shoulders, because they did not know what was happening to him. Saroo goes to his village, hoping to find his mother, sister and brother, even though 25 years have passed. As an adult, he follows the same paths as when he was a child and reaches the village. He goes to where their house used to stand, but sees that it is now a goat pen. Now the boy doesn't know what to do next. A woman who lives nearby tries to talk to him, but now the guy can no longer speak Hindi as he has forgotten it. A man who understands English comes up and Saroo tells him that he is looking for his mother, brother and sister. Saroo shows his childhood picture and the man's eyes widen and he starts to walk away. Saroo stares after him and then follows him. The two of them walk through the village until they come across a group of women walking home. One of them, an older woman, is his mother. She recognizes her son in him, and they hug each other and cry. Saroo's mom says she always hoped he was alive. The boy asks where is Guru, but everyone turns somber. He is told that Guru is with God. He is then introduced to his now grown sister, Shakila, and everyone rejoices. Saroo leaves a message on the answering machine for his foster parents. He tells them that he has found his biological family and that he still loves his foster parents just as much, and John and Sue are happy for him. Afterwards, we see Saroo walking along the railroad tracks, remembering how he walked along them with his brother. In the end credits we are told that Guru died that night when he was hit by a train, so Saroo was left alone to sleep on a bench. Saroo's mother stayed in the village so that one day Saroo could find her again. Saroo also learns that he has been mispronouncing his name his whole life, because his name is actually Saroo, which means lion. In the final footage, we see actual footage of the real Saroo introducing the real Sue to his birth mother in an Indian village. More than 80,000 children go missing in India every year. This is the end of the movie. Thank you all for watching this movie to the end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this movie, and see you in new videos.